This is Solo P1 and stop this music. This is Solo P1. This is the sprint weekend at Baku. F1 is back after 4 weeks. And I'm joined today with TOTO Ama. TOTO Ama. Here you go. Oi. Let me tell you something, yeah. I know where I am, yeah. It's late, yeah. I've had zero sleep. Weekend started. Put on F1. I put on YouTube. Started listening to the same old bias morons. Started listening to these idiots. First thing what come out the mouth is that Charles Leclerc is in iTunes, top 8 iTunes. Charles Leclerc, Formula 1 driver for Ferrari. Charles Leclerc in the top 8 of iTunes. That's what they was talking about today on a Formula 1 show. You get where I'm going? Entertainment. Yeah, entertainment.
Yeah.
Imagine back in the day, I'm just imagining all these drivers, not in my era, but you can imagine all these. What about Jackie Stewart? Imagine Jackie Stewart doing a song and bringing it out in the charts. Imagine Nigel Mansell bringing out a song in the charts. Imagine Ayrton Senna bringing out a song and going into the charts. Okay. Mate, what about Niki Lauda and Hunt? Maybe they could have done a duo together if they would have brought it out in the charts. Yeah. This is Formula 1. This is not iTunes music. And what made it even funnier, yeah, what made it even funnier, not in a good way, they said maybe Lewis Hamilton can do a duet with him because Lewis Hamilton can play the instruments. This is a Formula 1 show.
Yeah.
We haven't had Formula 1. We haven't had Formula 1 for 4 weeks. And the first thing what comes out the mouth is Charles Leclerc's got a song. And Will Buxton was doing gambos. Marking out, saying, well, I'm going to download it on my phone. Getting ready to download that on his phone for iTunes. You tell me.
Yeah.
Now, there's a big controversy over the Sprint weekend. Personally, I like it. I like the Sprint weekend. I know this year they've changed it a bit. I know last year, when you done the sprint race, that determined grid position. This year, the qualifying determines grid position, which it should have been at the beginning. Because whoever the fastest is over one lap should always be at the front. But now they've turned it that way. Friday, we're having one practice and a qualifying, not sprint race. Sprint race is going to be on a Saturday. Still get double points, I think. Top eight, the top eight still get the points, but it's going to be on the Saturday,
Yeah,
and
top eight.
and the qualifying will be on the Friday. So, Toto Hammer. Before we go into this, we just listen. We're not doing no review, man. There's no review. I'm just talking to the audience who was watching this video. There's no review. We're just gonna sit here. I got my cup of coffee that is cold. And when it's cold, I don't like cold coffee, but I'm drinking it anyway. I'm shaking.
Yeah, man.
I'm shaking. But I don't know. Anyway, on to
Yeah.
Toto. What do you think?
Yeah. The sprint weekend could be
Yeah.
good. Could be not. Lots of drivers hated it last
It
time.
could be.
Of course, new sprint because I kind of agree with it, and I kind of not. I'm in the middle of it because, of course, last time where you finish in the sprint, that's where you're starting the race. But this time, you can literally do like last time. You can literally do the lap of your life in qualifying. You can even set a lap record in qualifying. You can even set a track record.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the sprint race, anything could happen. I'm talking about the old format now. Anything could happen. A combustion engine could break down. Smoke could come coming out your car. Break down. A tire lock up. Puncture. Look, anything can happen in those times, and I think that's why the drivers. It was a bit risky as well, and that's why I think that's why the drivers are moaning a lot. Saying, "Oh, I think we should change the format." This format now, of course, sprint race. You can do a good lap in qualifying, and that's where you will guaranteed finish. I mean,
That's what I'm
start
saying.
in the
I know.
race
I
and
know.
start in sprints. So, listen, my
I'm
opinion
asking.
on it.
I know. I'm just saying, what's your opinion on it?
My opinion on it. I think it's a good format. I'm just going to say I'm not going to be in the middle. I'm not going to sit on the fence. I'm going to come out and say it. It will be a good format, and I think it's a good way they're going because people, in my opinion, people who finish pole should finish like that in the should start like that in the race. And yeah, that's my opinion on it, man.
Fair enough. I agree. I like it because at the end of the day, when we, I look a standard weekend practice one, practice two, then there's the F1 show, then Friday comes, and then no Saturday, no Friday you get practice one, Friday you get practice one and two, then F1 show, Saturday practice three, which I think is absolutely pointless. Practice free out of all the practices, practice free on the day of the qualifying is pointless. My
Practice
format
one's good.
my format would be the way a lot of the drivers want it to be, and a lot of the fans want it to be, and I've always thought this way because they should have one practice. That's it. One practice on the Friday. No, one practice on the Friday. And after the Friday, if they've got any spare time, they can go and meet the fans or go and do more fan access, like they do on like WWE wrestling when they got fan access. They could use that Friday to meet the fans close up and sign autographs and meet the fans. Get more out there because with the Formula One drivers, the only way you're going to meet a Formula One driver, if you're lucky, if you buy the paddock passes, how much do they cost? About £500,000. About £500,000. Because that's the way it's going, especially with the way the Formula One is going. So what they should do, they should have the practice one in the morning, and after practice one, they can have the little break, and then after they can do fan access, go out like with normal people and meet them, sign autographs, and do that instead of when you see them in the paddock pass after you spent £500,000 on a paddock pass. You have to do 100 meter sprint to try and catch a driver to say, you want to sign my autograph? You're going to sign your autograph, and then you got some marks behind you, pushing you, and you can't even get close to no one. And then what did the F1 drivers end up doing? They just look at us, oh, forget it, and walk up the stairs. And then, basically, you've wasted your money on the paddock pass just to walk past someone and go, oh, look, I saw him. Look, I walked past Pierre Gasly. But did you speak to him and get an autograph? No. So Friday should be practice one, and then after Friday they should have to say, right, now we're gonna go and meet the fans. We do it properly. Big queue like they do in WWE wrestling, like they do at music events, like they do at Comic Cons where you go there, you pay your money, you go meet the fans. That's what Formula One should do. That's if they want to get more, closer to the fans, and not be these people that we only see from far. That's what they should do. I think that will promote Formula One, and I think that will promote everything, and the fans will be more closer to the drivers because the tickets are expensive, and the paddock passes are very expensive. And if you, like I said, if you get a paddock pass, you're not guaranteed that you're going to get an autograph because you got 100 people behind you marking out. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, and I don't blame the people running. So what Formula One should do, have a proper system where the fans can meet the Formula One drivers like at a desk, and they're all sitting there, and you can go, "Hi Lewis, hi Gasly, hi Sonoda, hi George Russell," and then they'll go, "Hi, say, can you sign my autograph for me, please?" Boop, 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 boop. Shake his hand, move on, get out. You got your autograph, get out. But that's what the Formula One should do. That's what it's true though, and I heard this. I heard this ages ago. I suggested this, and I heard a few people say on Twitter as well, saying they should have a fan access for the fans, not for the rich. Go. What are you saying?
Yeah,
what do you think of that format, Toto? This is Solo P1 format. Hashtag Solo P1 format. There you go. Go on.
Yeah. In my opinion, I'm going to lay out the whole weekend. I think we should have 2 practices. So practice 1, I can take it easy, do the race times, and then practice 2 to do the qualifyings.
Why should I take it easy? Why should I take it easy? No, hold on. This is our little discussion now, yeah. Why should I take it easy? Why? Why should I take it easy?
Practice 1.
Yeah.
Practice 1 to do the free practice session.
Nah, you make practice 1 hour and a half.
Is where you can do like the qualifyings.
How about you make practice 1 hour and a half? That's more than enough time. You could do practice 1 hour and a half instead of having an hour. Make it an hour and a half. Don't you think it would be more interesting if they make it 1 practice session that will force the teams to show us the best the speed? Because I know they've got an hour and a half to do it. That means it's better for the fans and better for them. Because in practice 1 and 2, what do they do? Sandberg. And you don't see till practice 3 the true speed. Go on. I don't think I'm right anyway.
Yeah, because I think they should do practice 1, practice 2 in one day. I don't get why they have practice 3 for. I don't get why they have practice 3, because they do the free practice in practice 1, they do the qualifyings in practice 2. Why have practice 3? Then I think they should have P1, P2 in one day, and have the normal qualifying.
What about the fans?
If it's a sprint weekend.
See, Toto Hammer is very selfish, you know. What about the fans? What's okay? Yeah, what about the fans?
Look, if I was a fan,
but what about the fans?
I would want to meet the F1 drivers.
Exactly, but you're not going to do that after get practice 1 and 2. You can go bye to that one unless you pay £500,000 on paddock tickets, because that's the way the prices are going.
Yeah, it could be the fans as well. I think practice. I can't.
No, but that's what they're suggesting. That's what might come down the pipeline. That they're going to have 1 practice 1, and then they're going to have like thing. You know who suggested it first? You know who suggested this last year? Ted Kravitz. You know Ted Kravitz, isn't it? The Ted's Notebook. Everybody loved him. I've loved him from day one. A lot of people like him now because he stuck up for Lewis. I loved him years ago when it wasn't cool to like Ted Kravitz. I liked him in 2014 when it wasn't cool to like Ted Kravitz. Now everybody loves Ted Kravitz because he stuck up for Lewis Hamilton, which I'm glad he did. But I loved Ted Kravitz years ago. I've got pictures that I can put on my Twitter of Ted Kravitz when I took with him behind the cage. He was behind this cage. It was that sort of stuff. I've loved Ted Kravitz years ago before it was cool to like him. That's all I'm saying. He suggested it, Ted Kravitz. He suggested that they should have some sort of fan access. They should have the practice 1, an hour and a half on a Friday. And after that, they should have a fan access where the fans can go and meet them, sign autographs and say hello. Now, you're saying practice 1 and 2, which is fair enough. That's your opinion. And and you're right to have your own opinion. And I'm glad you have your own opinion. But where would you fit that in? Where would you fit that in with the fans? So you haven't. So where would you have practice? Would you have practice 1 and 2 on the Friday, or would you split them up? What would
Nah,
you
I
do?
will have practice 1 and 2 on the same day, which is Friday.
Yeah.
That's how I would have it, and then scrap practice 3, and if it's a sprint weekend, do the normal sprint format.
No,
But the
just forget the
practice,
sprint now. No. I'm not talking about the sprint weekend now. I'm talking about if we're having a normal weekend. Forget sprint weekend. I'm on about normal weekend. How would you format it?
this is how I would have it. This is how I would have it. Friday
Yeah,
have practice 1 and 2,
yeah.
scrap practice 3 for Friday. So I think
They don't. They have
the
practice.
F1 fans can have more chance to
They have
and
practice
meet
free
the
on
drivers.
Saturday. They have. They have practice. How about this one? Okay then. How about this one? I got one. How about they have practice 1 on the Friday, then they go meet the fans, yeah, and then Saturday have practice 2, then qualifying.
Yeah,
So
that
basically, they're
could
still
be good
getting
as
2
well,
practice.
but
They still get okay. Then if you know how would the fans fit in your way? How would the fans get to meet the drivers, or would you want
listen,
the drivers to meet the fans?
Friday,
Yeah. You're having
Friday,
practice. You're having 2
yeah,
practices on the
I
Friday.
would shorten up the practices. I would shorten up the practices for about, say, practice 1 have an hour, straight hour, and then
Yeah.
practice 2 have 45 minutes
So why not
because
do it
that's
my
when they
way
do the
then?
quali sims.
So why not do mine? I said practice
But I'm
1 hour
saying
and a
having
half, hour and a half.
practice 1 and 2 on the same day.
I wouldn't have practice 2. That's what you said. I said practice 1.
Now I'm saying like practice.
Yours is a long way. Go on. It's all right. Go on.
I'm saying practice 1
Yeah.
have an hour, and then practice 2 have 45 minutes, but have the same practice 1 and 2 on the same day, and then have, of course, Saturday qualifying, and then Sunday race. That's how I would have it.
But what about the fans? You wouldn't have a fans meeting where the fans could meet the
Of
the
course, I'm a
drivers.
fans meeting.
How are you going to meet
Listen,
that? How are you going to fit that in?
every single time when the practice ends, or after the 2 practice 2 ends, because what I'm doing this format, I'm
That's a
sure that
long
the
day for the
practices.
drivers. That's a long day for the drivers. So you would have. So basically, you'd have like practice 1 in the morning for an hour. And then
Yeah.
you'd have practice 2 in the afternoon for 45 minutes. And after the practice
Yeah.
2, then go meet the fans.
Now I'm saying after practice, look, practice 1, have it like you said in the morning, and then where you fit the fans in is when like practice 2, like late
That's what I
in the
just said.
afternoon,
That's what I just said.
and have in the middle when I have the break, then have the fans meeting.
So you would have practice 1 for an hour. And then you would have them meet the fans. And then later on in the evening have practice 2. That
Yeah,
would never happen. They would never ever do that because after practice 1, they're going to be chilling and prepping for practice 2. They're not going to go and sign autographs from fans. That would never happen. The drivers would never ever agree with that. The way I'd do it, yeah, I'd come in and on the Friday, I think that's the way though. I think my way, that's the way they're going anyway. That's the way they're indicating
yeah,
towards that way. Now I'm just saying.
yeah,
There's, I know what you're saying, but the drivers would never ever do that. You think the drivers would do practice 1 on the Friday, and then for an hour, and then go, oh yeah, come on, let's go and sign on autographs. And then when they could have been in the debrief getting prepping for practice 2, never gonna happen. The drivers would all say no. What they would agree to, I think, is because they asked the drivers about 4 weeks ago. They asked Kevin. I think it was Kevin Magnussen. And they asked a couple of drivers, and they said to them, "Would you be happy with 1 practice?" You know what they said? Yeah, yeah. They all said yeah. They asked the
yeah.
drivers. It was in the press conference. Would you happy with 1 practice? They went yeah. Because I think when you watch practice 1, 2, 3, I know 3's a waste of time, like we agreed, Toto. And
Yeah.
three's a waste of time.
Yeah,
But
three's a race of time.
the way I would go, I'd bring him on the Friday. I'd have practice 1 for an hour and a half. The first hour, they can do what they want. And then and when it hits 30 minutes, then they start doing the quali sims in one session. And then they could go back, have a rest, do what they're going to do, and then go meet the fans. Because that's it then. They go meet the fans on a Friday. Everybody's happy. And when Saturday starts, qualifying. That's it. You have the qualifying and that's it. And then it's over. And if they want to meet the fans after that, whatever, or do whatever they want to do, it's over. And then Saturday and Sunday comes, you got the race. But your ways, you have practice 1 for an hour, and then they go meet the fans, and then later on in the evening, they do practice 2. That's your format, yeah?
Yeah.
Which is fair enough. So your format is practice 1 first, then go meet the fans, and after do practice 2.
Yeah, like late in the evening.
Fair enough. That's your opinion. They might do that. He might do that. You see, this is a good debate. This is why we have Toto Hammer on here, because we have opinions on this channel. If we disagree with each other, we don't throw our dummies out the pram. Like a certain drivers. What we do on here, we debate and then we move on. It's okay to move on. It's okay to disagree. Now, I'm looking at Mercedes. Mercedes look like they are on the way up. They got James Allison back in the team, head of the technical director of Mercedes, which I'm very, very happy about. James Allison back at Mercedes. He's like the Adrian Newey. For me, probably better, in my opinion, than Adrian Newey. More versatile than Adrian Newey, in my opinion. And he's got a lot more, and he's got a lot of ideas. And he won all them titles that Mercedes won. It was under his banner. It was under his banner. Toto. You know what I mean? It was under that banner. And now he's back in the team.
Yeah.
And I'm glad he's back in the team. He said he's going to start working on 2024 car.
Allison, yeah, Allison.
James Allison is. James Allison, I mean, that's what I said before, didn't I? James Allison. Did I say that before, James Allison?
Yeah, you did.
So
I think
James
so,
Allison,
yeah.
James Allison back in the team. No, I said Toto and James Allison is under the same banner that won all them titles when it was there. Obviously, Toto was the boss. James Allison was the technical director, and it was everything was. And then that guy went to Williams. I don't know his name. I forgot his name. I keep forgetting his name. The one that went to Williams was at Mercedes. He's at Williams now. He was at Mercedes.
James Bowers.
Yeah, James Bowers. He was under his banner. See, you can tell I'm tired. I'm forgetting names. There you go. I'm a Mercedes fan, and I'm forgetting names. Anyway, but yeah, it was a good. Move for Mercedes to get him back. I know he wasn't cheap, but they got him back in the team. And it's looking good, man. It's looking good for Mercedes. Lewis Hamilton was getting interviewed. He was saying on the mic, it's all happy. It's all good. It's a positive. Lewis Hamilton looks happy. And it's a positive for Mercedes. Yeah. What did George Russell say again? I forgot what George Russell said. What did George Russell say?
Oh, yeah, George Russell said about the sprint format that keeping like an open mind to it, which is also good. At least he's going.
No,
I don't know
about
if he's chatting crap or not, but
I don't mean about the sprint race. About the James thing, James and Allison coming back. He said he was happy, and what did he say again? What did George Russell say?
No, the one that I catched on. The only interview I watched about George Russell is him keeping an open mind to the weekend.
Oh, about the sprint race. But I think he said something about. I read something about it, that James Allison, and that he said that he's a positive for him, that James Allison is coming back. He said that he's happy and it's good news for Mercedes, and Lewis's basic retorted it. He said the same thing. He said he was happy about James Allison coming back to Mercedes, and it's a positive for Mercedes, and I'm glad he's coming back. It's good news, Louis. Look, he was I got it on the air. He says Russell welcomes the return. That's what he said. I got it on the articles right here. George Russell welcomes Allison's return. Lewis Hamilton said Allison's return. He said it's the final. He said the puzzle's back together, and he says there's also people talking about Lewis Hamilton is going to sign a new contract, which we know he is. Oh yeah, and also Hamilton said Allison's return will only bring strength to Mercedes, which it will.
Of course it will.
Of course it will, man. And it's good news for Mercedes, and I'm glad that Allison's back in Formula One. And he said something about Norris on here. Norris, Lando Norris said, "We're now where we wanted to be, in the packing order." So I don't know what that means for McLaren this weekend. So I'm going to be looking at McLaren. Still got a soft spot for McLaren. And we're going to see what happens. It'll be interesting to see where they are. Very interesting to see them two go wheel to wheel. We nearly got it in the last race. Even Oscar Perez is going to be amazing. Them two future world champions, I'm sure, if they pick the right team. But what come up as well, he was getting interviewed earlier, Alonso. And Alonso, he says, Alonso insists he focuses on up-and-coming Azerbaijan Grand Prix with rumours suggesting that he's dating Taylor Swift. Dating Taylor Swift, country western, mega superstar, Grammy Awards, multiple Grammy Awards, amazing artist. Supposed to be dating her. That's the rumours. Because I didn't really catch all of it because someone was interviewing on F1 and they said, "Oh, do you want me to say it?" And he goes, "No, I'm not going to talk about it." I think, what are they talking about? I was lost because I haven't really been in the F1 news for about a week, so I was a bit lost. And then I read up about it. It's something about Taylor Swift dating Alonso. If he is, he's a lucky man. So that's it, man. That's the only thing we're talking about, man. We've got the Baku Grand Prix, the build-up. This is the build-up.
Who do you think's gonna Well, I was thinking, who do you think's gonna win the sprint race or the race and qualifying?
Qualifying's tomorrow.
But I think the outstanding team could be the outstanding team is Mercedes, Ferrari, Aston Martin. The underdog definitely got to be Alonso in these ones because Alonso, he's been in brilliant form. I think he's got all podiums. Alonso has been in brilliant form this season, and let's hope he could take another podium home. Aston Martin, of course, Lawrence Stroll saying that, of course, we want to do better, which is understandable because they got all the money. They definitely got, got the money behind them.
They're supposed to be a year ahead. They said they're a year ahead than they thought. So basically, they're not on track. They're 1 year ahead on track. But he said he wants to do better because I like Lance Stroll because he's a winner. He wants to be up there with Mercedes and Red Bull. That's what he wants consistently, not just for free races.
Yeah.
Consistently. And he'll get there because that factory that they're building is absolutely amazing. New technical factory they're building for Aston Martin. He's putting a lot of money into that team. He wants to be a success. And he will never give up. And he's a businessman. And he's used to winning.
Yeah.
He's used to winning. And, So the qualifying, I know it's going to be interesting between Max Verstappen and Checo. Because we all know that Checo is very good at the street circuits. Because I mentioned that before to you. Very good at the street circuits. Very good at Monaco. Very good at Baku. And Checo, he always gets a better Max at the street circuits. So it's going to be my pick. My pick for the qualifying will be probably it's between Max and Checo. Obviously, that's obvious. But if I'm going to pick one for qualifying, I'm going for Checo, and I'm going for Checo for the win for the race as well. What about you? Who you going for qualifying?
Yeah, man.
Yes, Sorry. Because sorry to put you off. I know there's three. See, I'm used to the qualifying and race. Qualifying, I'm going for Checo. Sprint race, I'm going for maybe Lewis for the sprint race. Maybe. Depends. I'm just going to throw that out there. You know what, Alonso. I'm going to go for Alonso for the sprint race. Or Lewis, one of them. Lewis or Alonso for the sprint race. Qualifying, going for Checo. And the race day and qualifying and go for Checo. But for the sprint race, I'm going for Alonso or Lewis. What about you? Who are you going for qualifying first?
So, I've got to start sprint race. I think it's going to be Alonso
qualifying first.
For sprint race.
Qualifying's first.
Qualifying. Of course, qualifying. Qualifying, I think my top three will be Perez at the top, second. Second, I'm going to go for Max. And third, maybe Lewis.
Nah,
Lewis could be third.
just pick who you going first. Who do you think's gonna win?
Yeah,
Who do
that's
you
what I'm
think's gonna?
saying. Qualifying.
Okay, the top three. Okay, fair enough. I'll just wait for the who's
Top
gonna get
three,
quali.
Perez, Max, and Lewis.
Yeah.
And I think the sprint race win might go to Alonso. And the race win, the race, I'm going to go for. I might go for a Max win.
Yeah.
Lewis second, and Perez third, because I think Lewis could do good this race.
I think Mercedes are gonna come good at Imola. That's when they're bringing out the fur. They're bringing out a little. I know they got a small wing. Putting on the car, obviously because of its downforce. I think they're putting on a small wing this weekend. A new front wing thing is bringing in. You know, the Aston Martin. They're putting on a new wing on their car. It's a small wing for this track. I'm not sure how Mercedes are going to roll. Because I remember last year, I think Lewis had the bigger wing, not the smaller wing, and Russell had the bigger wing. No, Russell had the bigger wing and Lewis had the smaller wing, and I was testing out wings.
Yeah,
That remember when I was in the testing phase when the car was everywhere and they were still
yeah.
experimenting with the car. But so I'm not sure what wing Mercedes are going to have this weekend, but I think Checo is going to be there. This is Checo. Checo's a master at the street tracks, but you've got yours and I've got mine.
Yeah.
So tomorrow we're going to be doing a live reaction. After the qualifying, it's going to be a live reaction. I think qualifying starts at it's in the afternoon, 1:30 UK time, maybe 2:00 UK time. But I'm gonna do a live reaction and we're gonna do a live virtual map of the qualifying and the sprint race and the race day. So look out for that on the channel. If you're just watching it now, just hit subscribe, hit the like. Just get the video out there, man. It's free. If you see the video, it's free. That's it, man. Easy. So, This is Solo P1 signing out. And Toto Hammer. You want to say goodbye, Toto, to your adoring fans?
Yeah, man. Thanks for joining. Whoever joined, subscribe.
There's only two
See you later, guys. Bye.